Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Monday, August 11th. I'm your host, Bree Cox Kennedy. Okay, I have a confession to make. I've been teased around this studio for just about a year now because I don't have a TV at home, by choice. But over the weekend, I have to say, I went and bought two of them. So now I am caught up with the rest of the world. So on today's show, we've got Stuart Spencer. He's here with us to talk about advanced ear care, and the technology that goes along with it is just absolutely fascinating. So we'll have a chance to talk with Stuart, and then later in the show we've got Democratic Club with Gene Lepowski and Alan Feldman. Looking forward to talking to them, and they're going to be introducing more people that are in the running for the next term. But first, folks, we want to keep you informed. Easy Rider Fix routes. Get to where you need to go stress-free. The Laguna Woods Village transportation system offers neighborhood fixed routes, a commercial route to favorite shopping spots, a wellness route to medical facilities, on-demand boost rides, and the journey service for pre-approved riders with medical needs. Simply have your resident ID ready and be at your stop 5 minutes early. Easy Rider Fixed Routes service runs Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., except for major holidays. So if you want some more information, folks, call 949-597-4659 for more details. Let's take a look at our 5-day forecast, folks. This week here in the village, it's looking like Mother Nature's version of a well-timed matinee. Soft lighting in the morning, bright and cheery by the afternoon. We're headed for a high of about 84 today, with morning clouds, of course, giving way to hazy sunshine, then cooling down to a low 64 overnight. Tuesday stays pretty much on repeat with the same pleasant pattern and highs nearing 80s. Wednesday and Thursdays will bring morning clouds and sunny afternoons, highs dipping down into the high 70s before Friday cools into 76 under partly sunny skies. A little bit of a variation there this week, folks. This morning's sunrise was at 6:10 a.m. Sunset was at 7:40 p.m. This is the Taj Mahal building here in Laguna Hills, sent to us by Diane Strobel. So we had a conversation about this building. I probably have driven by it 100 times, never noticed it, but now I will see it every time. Why don't you send me your photos, everyone? Email those to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Please send us your name, where the photo was taken from, and of course in a horizontal format, please. Your photos are really fun to see where you've been traveling to, your family, points of interest, all that stuff. Next up, folks, we've got a couple of meetings to tell you about before we return from the break with advanced ear care, so stay with us.
Seniors fear running out of money more than death itself, and the number one mistake you can make is underestimating volatility, which can derail your retirement. For 35 years now, I've coached seniors to financial independence by using two simple rules: never take big losses and create income along the way. It's your financial future. Call now to get a free risk analysis to ensure your investments are protected, and we'll send you our Safer Money System, 949-219-0692.
Go beyond better hearing with artificial intelligence. At Advanced Ear Care, we've taken regular hearing care to a new level with artificial intelligence performance. This provides smarter, clearer balance of sound. Artificial intelligence identifies background noises and reduces them so you can hear the soft-spoken speech clearly. Don't be afraid of this technology. It works automatically. Put them on and hear better all day in all situations. Hear the conversations clearly with family, friends, and caregivers. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. I have Stuart Spencer here with me from Advanced Ear Care. He's going to tell us about some tools, tips, and tricks and tech that can make a total difference in the way that people hear.
Boy,
I
that's
think
for
this
sure.
is so important.
Yeah, it really is.
Unbelievably important.
And people always think about the hearing aid, the device, that type of thing. But there's a lot of other things that we have besides just the hardware that goes in their ears.
Right.
That's so important to really maximize the performance of their hearing. So we have these accessories. This little device here is called a Perfect Clean. It's an amazing device. You just put the hearing aid in there at night. It's like ultrasonic. It cleans the whole thing out. We have wipes. We have like this a foam, the little drops people put in their ears to get the wax out. All that's the same. This is a new foam you squirt in there. It just dissolves it. It's the best thing that we've ever seen. Yeah. So we've had the same stuff for a long time. So this is really an outstanding product. Little gels and wipes and just wax guards and just different items that they can come in and stop by, and anybody that has a hearing device, and it really helps them to keep them clean. It's so important to keep the ears clear and the hearing aids clean. The performance is just substantially better. So all these little things help, and they're not very expensive.
Even if people aren't wearing hearing aids and they get the wax buildup, it still almost kind of throws off their equilibrium. They can't hear very well. They get grouchy.
Yeah, it plugs them up. The other thing that's really popular with wearing hearing aids is having a little bit of an itching ear.
What causes that to it?
It's just the contact in the ear with a different foreign device in it.
Does the body eventually get used to that sensation?
Some people it does, but others need these little drops for itching ears, and we put them in there, and it just soothes that.
Okay.
And so they really enjoy that a lot. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the best.
Wow.
So because they want to get in there.
Just so important to keep both the inner ear clean and the hearing aid clean.
Exactly.
Right.
So then you've got the healthiest environment for the best performance.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're investing a lot of time and money and energy into
exactly.
these
People spend
hearing
thousands
aids.
on hearing aids.
Well, and now that technology is really advancing the hearing aids, isn't it even more so important?
So, now more than ever, there's a huge separation. 3 or 4 years ago, the over-the-counter hearing aids came out and everybody thought, oh, that's going to be great. We can spend, a few $100 and get a hearing aid and it'll work really well. Well, all those are just the same. They're not working. They're just, all the performance is about the same. But now, the major manufacturers have invested millions, tens of millions of dollars into the artificial intelligence performance in hearing aids. And it's just separated, those kind of performance levels from this stuff you see, in magazines or on TV, so much more. So the performance has really got substantially better. And of course it would, right?
Right.
You invest the money, you do the right thing, and always want to help the patient to hear better. And the outcome is there.
I would suspect that the over-counter ones probably pick up all the background noise as well as just trying to have a conversation with somebody. So is it hard to differentiate when you pick up something that's just off the shelf versus something that's custom
you've
tailored?
nailed it. You can't, they don't have any best separation for background noise. But the thing is, they don't fit, they squeal, they're awkward, it's just, their sound's not quality, it's not real high tech or very comfortable. So, they have about a 70% return rate, so it's just what it is,
So if you get one of the newer ones that's built with AI intelligence, artificial intelligence within the hearing aid.
That's right.
If you go to a restaurant situation and there's, let's say you're out with your family.
Sure.
You've got 6-8 people at the table.
Yeah.
You can't hear any of them, but you can hear everybody else.
So with these hearing aids, you walk into an environment like that, in like 300 milliseconds, it turns off the back microphone.
That's so
it drops all that noise, and so you can hear better in front of you.
Wow.
And focuses, on those speech patterns a lot more effectively.
Right.
So that stuff is
And that
just
just
amazing.
totally helps
So it's just
keep
speech
you-
clarity,
Yeah, and keeps you in the conversation.
That's it.
Right?
These
Rather
people
than
feel
just sitting
so
back and going,
isolated. Right.
because you can't hear anything.
That's right. And they feel so isolated.
Yeah.
It's so sad to see.
Right.
So now we have the performance level that can really conquer those
How
kind of
exciting.
scenarios. Yeah, it really is exciting.
So
I never thought we'd see this stuff. In my 45 years of doing this, we used to just crank them up and hold on like those others. And now it's just, they're faster, smarter, sharper. It's just amazing to see what they're doing with this technology. And
It's
people
really
love it.
exciting to
Easy to
watch.
adapt to it. They just put them on, they wear them, and they hear better.
take us, Stuart, through the process of is somebody like, okay, I've been told enough times,
right.
what, and or the person is saying that to somebody who's talking to them. What would be sort of the starting point of you recommending somebody coming in, getting a test,
Right.
and then subsequently from that point?
Yeah, so what's really
fitting.
great is, we just make it really easy. We offer a free exam. They can just come in, we look in their ears, we put a little camera in their ear, and they can see inside their ear up on a TV monitor. So we can see if it's wax, they can see if it's wax. Because a lot of people think it's wax and it's not.
Interesting.
And so they can see it all the way down to their eardrum. Wow. And then of course, what we do is it's just really simple, Bree. We just read them a list of words, say, let's just see how you're hearing just the way you are. And we just have them close their eyes, read them a list of words. It's like, how do you think you did on that? It's like, oh, I think I did pretty good. It's like, you missed 60% of those words.
No way.
And they're sitting like this, right? In a quiet room with my good voice. And I'm like, wow. So we test their hearing, see how they're doing, and then we just put hearing devices on them. Program them right away, through our software, and change their hearing, and then read them another list of words that are just compatible with the first list, and they're up at like 92% instead of 40%.
And they had no
they're
idea.
Like, oh my gosh, I never knew. Because here's the thing with hearing, is you only know the way you hear. You don't know how much better you should be hearing.
Right, well,
And so people with major hearing loss think they have normal hearing, and they don't. And of course, everybody around them knows they don't, but they don't know that until we change it, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. So then that's how we do it. And then, we talk about price points and technologies and, different types of things, but then they know they can hear better and the light goes on. So it's really a simple process, and we have a great program to do it.
What would you say to those people who are the ones that are constantly saying, one more time? What?
Yeah.
One more time? Who don't feel like they are at the point where they need a hearing aid?
Yeah. Well, they're way past that point when they're doing that. They're probably 7 years behind.
And they're telling the speaker that their voice is soft.
Right, you're mumbling.
Yes,
My wife mumbles all the time. We hear that one all the time. Or they just don't speak. These kids talk so fast. All that stuff.
You talk away from me.
Yeah, and if you're saying that, you should have your hearing checked. And come in. Let us just do the full evaluation. Then and it's okay if you decide not to do anything. It's okay, but then and you have a baseline, where you're at, what's going on, what the difference is. And so, at least you're aware of what the options are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then typically, once they experience better hearing, it's like better vision, right? It's just like, oh my gosh, this is so much better.
So much more
it's
clarity.
Just really obvious, that what the right thing to do is.
And also, Stuart, with the hearing aids these days, they're virtually invisible, right?
Right, yeah. Mine, right? They just fit up and over the ear.
I would have never known.
They just come up, people don't even know, you're wearing them.
You can't see it at all.
Right, and the other one's that way. So, the cosmetic thing is really gone. The performance level is much higher. It's just a great time for people to experience that kind of level of hearing.
Absolutely.
We can transition to hearing.
And you can operate those via an app on the smartphone. Is that right?
Yeah. It's amazing. I answer my phone. I hear it in both hearing aids. My phone's out in the lobby now. If I got a phone call, I can click my hearing aid and answer it and say, hi, Bree. Oh, hey, how you doing today? And just have a phone conversation, but it streams, music, podcasts, voicemails. And so there's no more like speakerphone where everybody's hearing it, and it's this awkward situation.
Those have replaced the iPods.
Oh, big time.
For the wearers.
We had them before the iPods came out, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, nobody needs an iPod for that. It's so much more effective because it's made for your hearing, right? The iPods are just a standard, type of performance.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it really is. It's really been a lot of fun
you
to
must
show
really
people
enjoy this role to really help people.
It's so much fun.
Oh,
yes,
Stuart, it's always such a
satisfying.
pleasure having you on the show.
Always.
So much knowledge. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Bree. Hearing connects you back to life. Don't settle for being trapped in the isolation of poor hearing. Advanced Ear can help you hear friends, family, and caregivers. We provide one-on-one hearing programs that will amaze you with the quality of how much better you can hear. There's no cost to hear the improvement we deliver. You'll be able to hear better the minute you put these on. No buttons to push or technology to be afraid of. We deliver better hearing, guaranteed. Come in so we can connect you back to life. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Home is more than a place. It's where you feel safe, supported, and truly yourself. At Nurse Next Door, we provide personalized in-home care, from companionship to 24/7 support, guided by our Happier Aging philosophy. We believe aging should be about rediscovering joy, purpose, and the freedom to do what you love on your terms. Locally owned and proudly serving your community. Call today and ask about your free care consultation.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Well, my Democrats are out demonstrating. We're going to get some more information from Janine Lepowski and Ellen Feldman. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah? Let's get going with your first meeting.
Okay, well, first thing we'd like to talk about is our next meeting. It's our regular monthly meeting. It's Tuesday, the 19th of August at usual place, Clubhouse 2, 7 p.m.
Okay.
And we're going to have, in addition to our regular club business, we're going to have a speaker, Amy Stevens, who's a name that a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people have seen her work around here. Amy is she works for an organization now called the Indivisible CD40. She's a political organizer, a political activist, and she's been doing this really since she was a kid. What she does, Amy's an organizer. When we go to like political action, demonstrations, meetings, like there was a big town hall at Clubhouse 5 the other night with Representative Gabby Giffords. There's demonstrations. We have various demonstrations. We go, we know what time it is, we know where it is, we know what the general message is that the organizers want to put out. But somebody's got to organize all that. Right. And that's what Amy Stevens does. She works all over Orange County. I mean, she doesn't stop. She really doesn't. She has I think it's two weekly demonstrations going on, one at Irvine on Sundays and one at the office of our representative in Congress in their Mission Viejo office. Been there every week for quite a while because she hasn't come out and told us anything. So it's important right now because Democrats have no power in Washington. Our only power is to let people know that there are a group of people who are opposed to what's going on.
You're like, hey, don't forget about us.
That's right. Yeah. And there's at least there may not be a presidential candidate to look to or their program to look to, but there's people are coalesced around ideas. They don't like what's going on. And they want people to know there's a lot of us here. There's a lot of opposition to it. So I think it's really important right now, more important than if Democrats control the House, and they could mud wrestle there. Mm-hmm. This is a whole different situation, I do believe.
Yeah.
So, Janine, tell me about the 2026. Can't believe we're even saying that year already.
Yeah. Well, let me just throw something in to tag on to what Alan's talking about rallies. There is a rally this coming Saturday, and the theme is to stand up for Social Security benefits, and we paid into those benefits our entire working lives, and now that in the village, most of us are retired, a lot of us are retired, and we rely on getting those Social Security benefits. And so the theme of the rally is protect our checks, protect our Social Security benefits. And it's going to be at the corner of Valencia and El Toro, starting at 4 and continuing until 6, and that's coming this Saturday. So now, back to your question. Yeah, it's the primary season has already begun. We have 6 people who have declared themselves as candidates against in CD40 against Young Kim, the Republican, who always, despite what she says, votes for the Trump agenda. And she made us promises that she absolutely did not keep, and we are all very angry with her, and that's why there's so much energy to defeat her in the final election, in the general election next year. So we are going to be having all of those candidates for CD40 to come in and do a candidate forum. That's going to be in September, so we don't have the details out yet, but we do have the pictures of those people. I don't see it on the, there they are, yeah. So these are all the candidates that are running for, well, the first 6 are running for CD40. The other 2 are running for our other district, the California Assembly District, which is District 72. So CD40 is Congress, AD 72 is California State Assembly, the equivalent of the House, but at the state level. So we're going to have all of those people with us on 2 different days. One day is going to be for CD40, and they will talk to us and answer questions from the audience and answer questions that we have given them, that we as a club have given them, so that people have a chance to know who they are and what they, you know, how they differ, how they're the same, what their messages are, and make some good decisions. And then we're going to do the same for the people in AD 72, who are less known because we've already had some of the CD40 people at our club meetings to give a brief introduction to themselves. So we have some idea of who they are. The people who are running the 2 candidates for AD 72, we don't know them that well. They haven't ever appeared at any of our meetings, and so this will be a really good opportunity for people to get to know those 2 candidates. So we're looking forward to doing that. And if there's time, there's something I want to add about that, which is
Sure.
One of the things that our club is able to do is to voice our views about which candidates we want to be nominated for each of these and endorsed by the county for each of these offices. So because our club has a large number of members, we have a large number of candidates who can go to what's called the pre-endorsement conference, which will take place sometime in the late fall, early winter, November, December timeframe. So some of us in the club are going to go and represent the club's views as to which candidates are the best. And if a single candidate gets more than, I think it's something like 60% of the vote, then they are automatically endorsed by our county, okay? And that the formal endorsement takes place at the California convention, okay? But we have a lot of influence because of our ability to do this pre-endorsement. We have a lot of influence on who gets nominated ultimately to run, to be endorsed in the primary election, and hopefully going on to the general election in November.
Could I say something about that?
Sure, you wanted to add something, Alan?
Yeah, because I know it gets a little inside baseball-y to people, because there's like 100...
Well, it's fascinating to understand all the dynamics of politics,
Understanding
right?
Stuff.
Because it's almost like you have to completely, peel back the layers and start at the base and then kind of work your way up, especially if you haven't really been involved in politics.
Right.
That's right. But this is real. This is, as Jean was saying, this really is important. It's pre-endorsed. We call it the pre-endorsement conferences, because this is really the clubs in Orange County, clubs throughout California. This is really where their power is. Clubs really don't have a whole lot of power. It's kind of a down from the top organization. The clubs supply the people. They supply they supply money. They supply enthusiasm. They supply a lot of things, but they don't have a lot of power except when it comes to endorsing candidates in their area. Mm-hmm. And then people have a tendency to pay attention. We have a large club, so we have a large amount of people, a large number of delegates at the pre-endorsement conference. So we like people to get interested in this. We really would. Mm-hmm. Not just people on the board or people who come to all the meetings all the time, which happens with almost all the clubs. But we'd like people who are maybe new to the situation to come on, and their opinion is worth as much as anybody else's. So we really like to get new people involved in this. It's really an important aspect of what we do.
Why do you think in politics the divide is so split and the pendulum swings so far one way or the other?
Well, that's the $64,000 question.
Isn't it?
But there are a lot of reasons for it. And my personal opinion is that people really don't have a lot of time to figure out what's going on and how things work because everybody's busy working. You know, most families have 2 incomes, and so that means both parents are working, and everybody's trying to keep body and soul together, and there's just not a lot of time to sit back and read a newspaper and understand what's going on, or do online research and understand what's going on. That's my personal opinion. And there are other factors too that I'm sure everybody's heard about, you know, the information bubbles and all of that. But I think the bottom line is people just don't have time, and people need that time. Again, my personal opinion.
You know, I think it's
Well, with that,
I'm sorry.
Sorry
I
to-
think it's not only just the bubbles, but things come at us so fast.
they do.
And they come from
Speaking
all
at
over
us
the
so
world.
fast,
Time's up.
we're out of time.
We're out of time.
Hey, love to
Thank you
stay,
so
but you
much.
gotta
Always a
go.
pleasure, you two. Always a pleasure. Good luck at your next meeting.
Well, thank you so much.
You've got
Thank
going
you.
Great to
forward.
see you. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
All right, folks, when we come back from the break, we'll take a look at the Monday night movie preview. So you have to stay with me.
At City of Hope, we're not just keeping pace with the latest in cancer research, we're leading the way. More than 2,000 cancer experts working as one to better every breakthrough, accelerate every innovation. With the most cancer-focused clinical trials in California, we're transforming discoveries into treatments at unprecedented speed. Because your future can't wait. And at City of Hope, it doesn't have to.
Freedom Village Skilled Nursing offers rehabilitation after surgery with our team of on-site therapy professionals. We are proud that our quality care measures are recognized by Medicare. We support you with your recovery with a caring staff and registered nurses around the clock. Freedom Village Skilled Nursing is conveniently located near 3 hospitals, open to the public, and offers private Serenity suites. Call today to experience first-class care for your loved one.
Welcome back, folks. Tonight's movie is The Last Rodeo. It's a 2025 film starring Neil McDonough, brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. Folks, just a mental note, we've got a meeting that we're televising at 1:30 this afternoon, so the 2 p.m. matinee will not be shown. You can watch it at 6 p.m. or at 8 p.m. This movie is about a retired rodeo star who enters a high-stakes bull riding competition to save his grandson. Along the way, he confronts his past, discovers faith, and proves that true courage lies in the family. Today's high, folks, is going to be around 84 degrees, a little bit warm still, tapering off to about 80 tomorrow. As we approach the end of the week, the temperatures gradually, dropping into the 70s. So overall, a very comfortable and warm week. So keep your sunscreen and your hats close by. Tomorrow on ThisDay, we have Pacific Financial Planners and Performing Arts Center. So we will see you back here tomorrow. And that's going to do it for this episode of ThisDay. From all of us here, we wish yours a beautiful one.